1933 was a pivotal year in the clandestine world of suppressed inventions. It marked the beginning of a collaboration between an eccentric inventor named Howard R. Hughes Jr. and a shadowy organization that would fund his groundbreaking research in secret. Howard R. Hughes Jr., born in 1905, was already well known as a daring aviator, successful filmmaker, and innovative engineer when he embarked on this mysterious project. His eccentric personality only added to the intrigue surrounding his work, as he was often seen as reclusive and unpredictable by those around him. On the other side of the veil stood the enigmatic backers who saw potential in Hughes's radical ideas. Although their identity remains shrouded in secrecy, documents from the time point to a powerful consortium of industrialists with vested interests in both energy production and transportation technologies. The collaboration between these two entities resulted in what could be considered one of the most significant suppressed inventions of all time, a water-powered engine. This revolutionary device promised to challenge the dominance of fossil fuel-based internal combustion engines, offering a cleaner, more sustainable alternative for powering vehicles and generators. Yet, despite its promise, news of this invention seemed to vanish without a trace, leaving behind nothing but whispers of its existence in the shadows of history. The question remains, why was such a potentially world-changing discovery silenced? One theory suggests that the powerful oil and automotive interests who stood to lose millions from the widespread adoption of a water-powered engine conspired to suppress it. By buying up patents, discrediting research, and exerting political pressure, they managed to keep this technology out of reach for the general public. Another possibility points to national security concerns during World War II. With war raging across Europe, any technological advantage could mean the difference between victory and defeat. It is plausible that the U.S. government classified Hughes's invention under the guise of national defense, ensuring its secrets remained locked away for decades to come. While these theories offer intriguing explanations, they remain unproven. The true fate of Howard R. Hughes Jr.'s water-powered engine remains a tantalizing mystery, forever intertwined with the shadowy world of suppressed inventions and classified experiments. As we continue to search for answers, one thing remains clear. The potential impact of this technology on our modern world cannot be understated. The concept of a water-powered engine is not new. In fact, it can be traced back to the early 20th century when inventors began exploring the idea of using water as a source of power. The specifics of Howard R. Hughes Jr.'s version, however, remain shrouded in mystery. What we do know is that it was alleged to have been suppressed by powerful forces, adding another layer to the enigma surrounding this unconventional technology. To understand the allure of a water-powered engine, we need to delve into the science behind it. At its core lies an intriguing principle, the conversion of thermal energy into mechanical work. This process is known as thermodynamics, governed by 4 laws that define the behavior of heat and energy. In a typical internal combustion engine, gasoline or diesel fuel is ignited inside a cylinder, creating a high-pressure gas that pushes down on a piston, converting thermal energy into mechanical work. The byproduct is exhaust gas, which exits the system, carrying away heat, a clear violation of the first law of thermodynamics that states energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Now, imagine if we could replace fossil fuels with water. It sounds implausible, given water's low energy density compared to gasoline. But what if there's more to it? What if Hughes discovered a way to harness an unconventional form of energy within water, one that doesn't violate the laws of thermodynamics but pushes their boundaries? One theory suggests Hughes might have stumbled upon a method to initiate a nuclear reaction within water, releasing substantial amounts of energy. While this idea seems far-fetched, research into nuclear reactions triggered by non-conventional means has been ongoing since the 1960s under agencies like the U.S. Department of Energy. Another possibility involves quantum mechanics and zero-point energy, the lowest possible energy that a quantum mechanical physical system may have. Although highly speculative, some theories propose devices capable of extracting this elusive form of energy, potentially revolutionizing our understanding of physics and energy production. Yet another intriguing concept is the M-drive, a theoretical propulsion system that reportedly generates thrust by bouncing microwaves around in a closed container, no exhaust needed. Although dismissed as pseudoscience by many, it remains under investigation by NASA's Advanced Propulsion Physics Laboratory, hinting at the boundary-pushing nature of these ideas. Despite these theories offering intriguing explanations, they remain unproven. The true nature of Hughes's water-powered engine remains elusive, forever entangled in the shadowy realm of suppressed inventions and classified experiments. As we continue our quest for answers, one thing is certain. The potential impact of this technology on our modern world cannot be overstated. The story of Stanley Meyer's water-powered engine is one that plunges us headfirst into a world of secrecy and intrigue. A vehicle powered by nothing but water, it sounds like something out of a science fiction novel, yet Meyer claimed to have developed just such technology in the 1980s. Meyer's invention, dubbed the water fuel cell, was said to generate fuel efficiency up to 10 times higher than conventional engines, converting water into hydrogen gas through a process called electrolysis. However, instead of using the common method that requires an input of external power, Meyer claimed his design could split water molecules spontaneously, requiring only a small amount of electricity. This claim raised eyebrows within the scientific community. Skeptics argued that if this were true, it would violate well-established principles of thermodynamics. Moreover, no evidence has been presented to support Mayer's assertion of such extraordinary efficiency levels. Yet, despite these doubts, Mayer managed to attract significant investment for his invention. In 1996, he even appeared on the popular TV show, Live, with Regis and Kathy Lee to demonstrate his technology. But things took a dark turn when he refused a $1 million offer from a large corporation, allegedly due to concerns about the misuse of his invention for military purposes. Shortly after, Mayer suddenly passed away in 1998, leading to widespread speculation about foul play. His family members claimed that he died from poisoning, suspecting that someone had administered a lethal dose of concentrated cobalt to silence him permanently. However, no concrete evidence supporting these allegations has ever emerged. In the wake of Mayer's death, several whistleblowers came forward claiming they had witnessed covert operations aimed at suppressing the technology. One such individual was Peter Davy, a former business partner of Mayer, who claimed that their partnership ended after he refused to participate in a plan to fake the water fuel cell's performance data. Another whistleblower, Tom Cruise, a mechanic who worked on Mayer's dune buggy, reportedly witnessed strange occurrences surrounding the vehicle. He claimed that it was able to travel vast distances without refueling, even beyond what would be possible with a standard hydrogen-powered engine. Yet these accounts remain uncorroborated and open to interpretation. The U.S. Patent Office has granted patents for water-fueled engines based on similar principles, suggesting that there might indeed be some scientific merit to the concept. However, none of these designs have lived up to the extraordinary efficiency claims made by Mayer or his associates. As we delve deeper into this enigma, it becomes increasingly clear that the truth remains elusive. The mystery surrounding Stanley Mayer's water-powered engine continues to captivate scientists and enthusiasts alike, leaving us all to wonder what really happened to the man who dared to challenge our understanding of energy. The more we investigate the story of Stanley Mayer and his water-powered engine, the more we encounter a web of complex issues that extend far beyond mere scientific intrigue. The potential implications of such a groundbreaking invention have not gone unnoticed by powerful entities with vested interests in maintaining the status quo. Mayer's untimely death in 1998 at the age of 57 led to numerous conspiracy theories, some even suggesting foul play. While no concrete evidence has emerged to support these claims, it is undeniable that Mayer's invention posed a significant threat to several industries heavily reliant on fossil fuels. His daring proposal challenged major automobile manufacturers who had spent billions developing internal combustion engines. Furthermore, oil companies stood to lose enormously if water-powered vehicles became commercially viable. Thus, it's unsurprising that these titans of industry might have exerted considerable influence to suppress or discredit Mayer's invention. However, national security concerns cannot be overlooked either. Governments worldwide rely heavily on oil imports for their energy needs. A shift towards water-powered engines could disrupt geopolitical alignments and threaten the stability of nations dependent on oil revenues. In fact, in 1980, the United States Department of Energy launched a program called the Freedom Car, with the goal of developing alternative fuel vehicles. However, despite initial optimism, the project focused primarily on hydrogen fuel cell technology, largely sidelining water-based solutions like Mayer's. Moreover, the scientific community remains divided over the feasibility of Mayer's design. Critics argue that his engine violates fundamental principles of thermodynamics, particularly concerning the energy required to break down water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. They question whether the device could produce more energy than it consumes, as claimed by Mayer. On the other hand, supporters point out that NASA expressed interest in Mayer's technology in the late 80s, awarding him a research contract. However, further collaboration seems to have stalled, leaving many questioning what happened behind closed doors. Despite the controversy, one thing remains clear: Stanley Mayer's water-powered engine represents a bold challenge to our understanding of energy production. Whether suppressed by design or dismissed due to scientific skepticism, its story underscores the intricate interplay between innovation, economics, and politics. As we continue to search for answers, we are reminded of the importance of open dialogue and transparency in scientific progress. After all, history is filled with examples of revolutionary ideas initially met with resistance, only to later change the world. Could Mayer's water-powered engine be another such example? Only time will tell. As we delve deeper into the story of Mayer's water-powered engine, one can't help but wonder about the aftermath of its suppression. What potential innovations were lost due to this decision? And how has this impacted our ongoing energy crisis? Let's start with the inventor himself, Joseph Henry Mayer. A brilliant mind ahead of his time, he filed patent for his groundbreaking invention in 1829. However, it wasn't until 1866 that the U.S. Patent Office granted him the patent, after much bureaucratic red tape and, reportedly, external pressure from powerful interests. This delay significantly hampered the development and widespread adoption of his technology. But who were these powerful interests? While we cannot say for certain, historical records point to major players in the burgeoning oil industry as possible culprits. With their fortunes tied to fossil fuels, they had much to lose from a cleaner, more efficient alternative like Meyer's engine. The question then becomes, what might have been? Imagine an alternate reality where Meyer's engine was allowed to flourish. Would we still be grappling with the environmental consequences of burning coal and oil? Could we have avoided the air pollution choking cities around the globe? Moreover, consider the ripple effect on other technologies. If Meyer's engine had become commonplace, there would undoubtedly be countless innovations built upon its foundation. We might have seen advancements in transportation, manufacturing, even space exploration, all powered by a clean and renewable source. Instead, we find ourselves in the midst of an energy crisis, still heavily reliant on fossil fuels despite decades of scientific progress. This dependency comes with steep costs, not only financial but also environmental and health-related. Every year, air pollution claims millions of lives prematurely worldwide. The World Health Organization estimates that 9 out of 10 people breathe air containing high levels of pollutants. Meanwhile, climate change, driven largely by carbon emissions, threatens ecosystems and livelihoods across the planet. It's impossible to definitively link these issues to the suppression of Meyer's engine. But it's clear that our current path is unsustainable. We stand at a crossroads, facing urgent challenges that demand bold solutions. And so, we return to our initial question. Could Meyer's water-powered engine be another example of a revolutionary idea initially met with resistance? Only time will tell. But as we continue to uncover the complex interplay between innovation, economics, and politics, one thing remains clear: the need for open dialogue and transparency in scientific progress. Our journey into the mystery of Meyer's engine doesn't end here. In fact, it feels like we're just getting started. The implications are staggering, the stakes higher than ever. And somewhere out there, among the what-ifs and maybes, lies a truth waiting to be discovered. But remember, every answer only leads to more questions. And sometimes, the most intriguing mysteries are the ones that remain unsolved.